Hello, guys. Welcome to Sports Bet Daily, Monday, the 22nd. I don't know about you guys, but I had 4 glorious days off. I tried to document it on Twitter because I've been told to post a bit more about my social life on Twitter, and so I did. And anyway, 4 glorious days off, but back at work, and we're going to start obviously with the week 35 recap, week 36 early odds. But we're also going to throw in as well, which we're going to start with, is I've picked 3 key games, Premier League games that are happening. So that is the first segment. We then move over. Adam Booth will join us for DOTA 2 tournament recap and some bets for tomorrow. And then Alex from Need for Tips joins us for La Liga midweek action. So predominantly football and a little bit of esports betting thrown in the mix. But first of all, let me welcome Martin Green here, whose birthday it was yesterday. Martin, happy birthday and welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Natalie. Yeah, Arsenal did their best attempts to ruin it by losing to Crystal Palace at home, but apart from that, a good day was had.
I know. I have to say, you're looking rather fresh for just coming after the day after a birthday. I have to say, were you behaving yourself, or are you just
No,
just wear it well?
I was feeling horrendous this morning, but it's now 7:30 p.m. here, so I've just about recovered in time. I've been writing about esports all afternoon, so
Wow.
I'm back in work mode now, sadly.
Well, usually takes me 2 days nowadays to recover, so
Those
half a day
2-day
recovery,
hangovers are
not
brutal.
bad at all. Well, we're gonna do a bit of a recap. Arsenal 4 wins in a row to nil, and then lost to Crystal Palace. What's happened there, Arsenal fan? Because I certainly let a few of my bets down.
Yeah, I think they busted a lot of coupons accumulators with that result. It was all down to bizarre selections from Unai Emery, really. He really appears to be prioritising the Europa League ahead of the Premier League because they have a really good chance of finishing in the top 4. But he picked Elneny and Guendouzi to play centre midfield. And those two played against Everton when we lost, played them again against Crystal Palace and we lost. But when Torreira and Xhaka played in the midfield against Napoli, we won comfortably. So I would suggest before betting on Arsenal in future, check to see what team he puts out. Because if it's Guendouzi and Elneny, not going to look good. We played Carl Jenkinson at right back, who has no business playing Premier League football. He played Crystal Palace onside for the first goal. And just, too many players look nervous just conceded too many goals, sadly. But a great result for Crystal Palace. Well done to them. That ensures their survival for another season.
Yes, it sure does. Well, listen, Arsenal travel to Wolves this week. Arsenal 2.55, Wolves 3, and draw 3.5. Wolves, again, another, well, certainly for me, coupon buster. I had them to beat Brighton. I even had 2 bets on that one. I had Wolves and I had Wolves -1 against a team, Brighton, who just haven't been winning, haven't been scoring. And that was another sort of weird result in my mind. Obviously, they host Arsenal. Do you think they can get a result out of this?
Oh, yeah, I think so. Wolves are a very good side. Played very well at the Emirates when we met earlier in the season. It was a 1-1 draw, but they look very good value for it. Invested heavily in Portuguese talent in the summer, and it's clearly paying dividends. They play very good football. And like I said, I would check to see what team Arsenal put out because I think that will have a huge bearing on proceedings. But yeah, having said that, they definitely have the tools to get a result against Arsenal. I'd probably avoid the outrights and look at goals markets because Arsenal are a bit unpredictable as a Wolves. But I think you'll see both teams scoring there. Arsenal have still got a lot of attacking firepower and they're still very shaky at the back, particularly away from home. So I think you can get about 1.73 on the draw. That looks good to me.
Like in the draw, okay, interesting because I am worried about. I thought that Wolves would score against the Brighton, they didn't. Arsenal have been keeping the clean sheets. I'm looking at, and I'm a bit worried about the draw, so I'm doing Arsenal draw no bet at 1.84. I'm just not confident about Wolves scoring. They couldn't score hosting Brighton. Arsenal clean sheets. I think I feel it could go either way, but you think both teams to score here?
Yeah, I think both teams to score could be a good option. I know Wolves have struggled going forwards a little bit recently, but they do have very good players going forward.
Yeah.
Jimenez. I just think Arsenal's back line as well is just so shaky. I can't remember off the top of my head if Socrates is back from suspension. I think he's probably still missing for this one, which is a big blow. And with Mustafi, he's always looking like he's going to make errors. Mavropanos just looks too inexperienced right now. If you're playing players like Jenkinson as well, we're going to concede. So I think check the teams, but both teams to score looks the way to go in this.
All right. Tottenham versus Brighton. Tottenham 1.36, draw 5.45, and Brighton 12. Both need this win here. You've got Tottenham there fighting for that top 3 position. Brighton just 3 points above 18th Cardiff. Both need the win, and sometimes it can make for dangerous betting. But obviously Spurs unbeaten still, but I think it's just 3 games, but unbeaten in their new stadium. Then they went on 2 back-to-back losses against Man City. They did, however, qualify for the Champions League semi-finals. But Tottenham at home, it's low, 1.36. Can you see anything other than a Tottenham win?
No, not really. Simply, Tottenham very rarely draw. I think they've only drawn once all season. Lost a massive 11 games, but they're still third in the table because they've won 22. The race to finish in the top 4 is looking really tense now. With all 4 teams on the same amount of games played, there's only 3 points between 3rd place Tottenham and 6th place Man United. So it's looking like a gripping, nail-biting end to the campaign. Spurs desperately need to get back to winning ways in this one. Brighton obviously battling hard to avoid relegation as well, but I don't think they'll fancy their chances of getting a result at Tottenham Hotspur's shiny new stadium.
Yes.
I can see Spurs grinding out like a low-scoring win here. They're obviously missing Harry Kane. They've got one eye on the Champions League. But I think they've got enough firepower to just about score 1 or 2 against Brighton, who are very poor going forwards at the moment. They've been overly reliant on the ageing legs of Glenn Murray for far too long now. No one else is really pulling their weight going forwards, and I think they'll struggle to break down this very strong Tottenham back line. So for a bit more value, I would be looking at Tottenham to win to 0 in this game. And yeah, I think you can get pretty good odds on that. Let me just 11 to 10, so 2.1 on Tottenham win to 0. Looks a good bet for me there because Brighton struggling in attack.
Yeah. Whilst they are unbeaten, then they have won to 0, and that was including Man City as well in their new stadium. I agree with your summary of the match, to be honest. I'm going to play Spurs. You actually can get value. I was thinking you were going to play your classic there, Martin. Spurs and the under 4.5 goals. There's a smidge of value there, 1.65. But I'm going to push it to Spurs and the under 3.5 at odds of 2. Doubtful whether Brighton can score, and I think that Tottenham will keep it close. So that's my bet there.
Nice.
Spurs and the under 3.5. All right, final match that I want to talk about is, of course, the Manchester Derby. And this is incredibly important for Man City because if they lose this, Liverpool theoretically, obviously they still mathematically could do it, but it is more likely looking that Liverpool are going to win, right? If they lose this one, because right now they're 2 points behind? But Man City have a match in hand. So Man City obviously 1.49. Now the question is obviously these 2 teams are rivals, but Man United is more so a rival to Liverpool. So will they want Liverpool to win the title? Do you think that how do you think that Manchester United will go into this match?
Well, I think it's been between Man City and Liverpool recently, and they've asked Gary Neville who he would rather to win, and he said it's like choosing between which of your brothers is going to have sex with your wife. It's like you're so miserable by any outcome that I think they have pretty much equal loathing for Man City and for Liverpool. So it's like a horrendous choice for them. Actually, yeah, probably there's a little bit more enmity with Liverpool. They probably just about rather Man City won it, I guess. But not being my neck of the woods myself, I can't speak on behalf of Man United fans. It would sicken me if Tottenham won the Champions League. I'll say that as an Arsenal fan. But yeah, I think this is going to be an interesting game. It's crazy to see Man City such a short price to win away at Old Trafford. It's just a sign of how badly things have gone for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer in recent weeks.
Yes.
That's 6 defeats in 8 now. hammered by Everton at the weekend, 4-0, and
Yeah,
they were lacking motivation. They just looked like there was no desire from any of the players. It's all gone wrong very, very
yeah,
quickly. I guess they must be regretting handing him the permanent manager's job
yeah.
so soon. It's looking like a bit of an impetuous decision right now. It's funny actually. He's gone into second favourite to be the next Premier League manager to leave his post, despite only being given the job a few weeks ago. And he's a win here would turn things around for Man United, but it's just hard to see where it's going to come from. Man City now they know they're out of the Champions League. They're totally focused on domestic affairs.
Mm,
They've got just a handful of games left. If they win all of them, they beat Liverpool to the title. The destiny's in their own hands, and I fancy them to do it now. Liverpool got the distraction in the Champions League.
yeah.
Man City are focused on this. I think they should go to Old Trafford and get a win here. It's just crazy to see them at such a low price. I mean, you can look at giving them a -1 Asian handicap, then you get about 1.73, 1.74. If you think they're going to win, then the worst you're going to do is get your money back if they win by a single goal. So I guess that would probably be the way to go there. It's difficult with Man United right now because they've shown that they can play well, but they
Mm,
confidence just seems shot to pieces at the moment. And Man City have a deep squad, lots of players to come in at this crucial time of the season,
mm.
and yeah, I'd fancy them to win it. It would be a surprise if they didn't.
Yeah, yeah. Have to say, obviously, weekend recap here. Whilst I may have lost a few bets, I backed Everton to beat Manchester United. Odds are around 3, something like that. So
Yeah,
whilst I was upset with the
nice one.
score, super happy with the profits, I have to say.
Right.
Shambles for Manchester United right now. It was looking great. We were looking like we, going to get in the top 4 even. And then it
Mm.
just all went kaput. And to be honest with you, I'm really not surprised about the odds. Based really again on Manchester United's poor recent form, and then couple that with Man City's sort of desire and need to win this match. Obviously, if you like to follow trend, last 3 head-to-heads, Man City have won 2 of those, and the over 2.5 goals and both teams to score has come in on each of those 3. But so yeah, so I don't know. If you're following trend, do you think we are going to see an over 2.5 goals, both teams to score kind of match, or do you think this could be opposite?
Difficult, isn't it? I mean, under Mourinho, you probably wouldn't expect it, but with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the whole thing is playing the Man United way, bringing back Ferguson's tactics, pouring men forward, pushing the fullbacks up, playing attacking football. So if they do that, that's a very dangerous way to play against Man City because they've got all the tools to rip you apart on the counter attack. But yeah, I mean they've got good enough players to score here.
Yeah,
Pogba, Rashford. Yeah, I'd consider it. I'd consider both teams to score in overs.
considering.
But basically, yeah, the way Man City played at the weekend against Tottenham was very nervy.
Mm,
They just were desperate for the win. They were holding on. It was a very tense game, so it could end up like that. Very difficult at this time of the season. I think it's difficult at the start of the season, and then there's a real sweet spot for the middle period where you can make lots of profit as a sports bettor, and then final few weeks when it gets really tense, it's very difficult because some of the teams are
yeah,
already on their holidays, they've got nothing left to play for, and for some teams they're so desperate for points that it affects their mentality, and sometimes you see results that go against historical trends. So
yeah,
difficult. Maybe keep your stakes to a minimum on this one. But
yeah.
for me, I'll go Man City -1 Asian handicap.
All right, there we go. In about 2 minutes, we're going to get Adam Booth on the line here, talking about DOTA. Just a couple of things before I let Martin go. The bet I like, actually, is Man City in the under 4.5 goals at 1.95. Man City have won last 7 games, all of them under 4.5 goals. So following a bit of trend myself there, that's what I'm taking.
That's
Rude
good.
Boy did ask, now I know you said both teams to score, Wolves, Arsenal. Did you also like the draw, or was that a lean?
We all know Rude Boy doesn't like Arsenal, so that's why he wants Wolves to win this one. But
I
no,
didn't
I'd,
know.
I'd be
I
staying
didn't
away
know
from
that,
the
but he did. Yeah, he
outrights.
said, "Oh, Arsenal lost or whatever," and I was like, "Yes, on Martin's birthday weekend." Do you
Yeah,
think he
not
was
good.
just?
Not
Yeah,
good.
he was wondering what the tip is. Did you like the draw, or you what or was that just a lean?
No, I'm staying away from the outrights on
Staying
that
away.
one. Yeah, going for both teams to score.
All right.
I think Arsenal are too unpredictable at the moment. Wolves don't really have anything to play for. They're not going to go down. It doesn't look like they're going to get a European spot, a Europa League place.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think it's just a bit of a questionable one. But I think we should see a good open game. Arsenal good going forwards, terrible at the back. So yeah, both teams to score looks good for me.
All right, there you go, Rude Boy. Both teams to score. Martin's pick. All right, very quickly, we're getting Adam set up for the call. Early odds right now. Is there anything that has caught your eye? Obviously, now we do have obviously got Chelsea Burnley, which is going to kick off in 10 minutes, and then we've obviously got the 4 midweek games. Is there anything that you're liking right now where you think that the odds are going to move, or any early prices that you think we should jump on right now?
I think it's not a huge price, but Liverpool to win to 0 against Huddersfield on Friday night looks good to me at about 1.7. Could go out a little bit more. They're very strong at the back this season. What else? Fulham obviously won 2 in a row. It's like they've been relegated and they've just suddenly remembered how to win. They've beaten Everton and Bournemouth in their last 2 games. You can get 2.5 on them to beat Cardiff. Bit of a difficult one because Cardiff are battling for relegation. You might also like 2.75 on Chelsea to go and win at Man United. I mean, the form that they've been in is pretty horrendous. Chelsea have won 4 of their last 5 games and they're looking good. So that might be tempting. Probably both teams to score again in the Leicester versus Arsenal game. Brighton are going to be desperate for a win. They're also battling relegation. 2.3 on them picking up a win over Newcastle. Newcastle look like they're due a defeat. So maybe 2.3 on that. But yeah, it's a tricky round of fixtures. Watford Wolves looks like a both teams to score one. Crystal Palace v Everton, very unpredictable. So yeah, I'd say those are probably the best ones for me. I do like Liverpool, or maybe look at Liverpool and the under 4.5 goals or something against Huddersfield. They're having lots of controlled wins now.
Yeah. All right. Great stuff. Martin Green, thank you very much. I'll see you on Thursday for the Best Bet show. Until then, take care.
Look forward to it.
All right.
Can't wait.
Nice one. All right. Yes, so Wednesday as well, if you want the full Week 36 breakdown, it'll be over at Sportsbook Review and be joined with Flash and Russ there. All right, going to welcome now Adam Booth. We're talking Dota 2 Pit Miner. Also, Ergo Kotisik saying, what's your take on NHL's today's and tomorrow matches? So whilst he's on, I could also ask him. Adam. Hello, Adam. How are you doing?
Hello. Good. Yes, I've got Martin listening to him about football, and I've got my Dota match going on my other monitor, and yeah, good Monday.
Good Monday, yes it is. We've got some good midweek football matches as well. Right after Adam, we will be joined by Alex from Need for Tips to look at the La Liga matches, so stay tuned for that. Also, Ergo Kotisik, I don't know if you've got anything for NHL. Do you have any picks? He says, for today's and tomorrow's matches. Do you have anything?
Sorry, my connection just dropped.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. What was the question, though?
Ergo Kotistik says, Adam, what's your take on NHL's today and tomorrow matches? Do you have anything at the moment?
I've got some series bets that are pending. I've still got Nashville money line and Boston money line and San Jose money line. And of course, I took a couple of those on the spread before the series started, and a couple of those went bust already. But I'm just going to sit back and hope that those come in. Game 6s, Game 7s, really it's going to come down to one bounce and teams will be eliminated in an overtime goal. I mean, look at last night, San Jose, Vegas, what a marathon game. Vegas had 60 shots on net. And what happens? They get one sort of one-on-one rush on a power play going against them, and Fleury lets in a soft goal, and he's been stellar the whole series. So if you don't already have a series bet down, then I would look to maybe play a total. The home teams are kind of juiced. There's a little bit of value, I'd say, on Dallas. Dallas is playing really well right now, and they have huge potential to pull off the upset against the Predators. But again, they could do it in Game 6. They could do it in Game 7. This is why I like to do progression bets in the playoffs rather than try and pick just one game to try and get the money line bet down. But yeah, we're going to talk about that tomorrow. We got NHL playoffs on the show tomorrow, so we'll get into that.
That is right. So stay tuned, Urgot Statistic, tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Now, obviously, back to esports betting here. Do you want to give us a brief recap of day one matches?
Sure. So we're currently in the third match of the day. In the article, I talked about how NIP was a bit Ninjas in Pajamas were a bit overvalued.
Yes.
Of course, I still took them in the opening match today, which they lost. So I should have taken my own advice. And probably gone against them.
Most of us do that.
There. But it's always easy after the fact to say, well, you should have gone with the underdog. That was the value play. But anyway, so that one went against us today. Then I hit the spread on a nice dog against Gambit, which is actually one of the teams I'm big on this tournament. But I took Boom ID as a big underdog on the spread, and they actually straight up won, which really surprised me. So that was a good one. And now currently we're in the third series. I'm on Alliance, who are up one game to 0, and I think they're about even in the second map. So that was the one I'm watching right now. Mm-hmm. So far, so like kind of a average day one. It's sort of like a tennis tournament. You're never sure who's going to come in kind of all prepared, rested, focused more than others. So you kind of got to be a bit cautious. I don't like to live bet too much on day 1 and 2. As well, nobody's eliminated in the group stage. So because of that, teams like to experiment a little bit in the early going and sort of anti-strat and sort of hide some of their better heroes. So it's proceed with caution in the next couple of days, and we'll really get going as the playoffs come.
Nice. And so who are the favorites now? Are Ring favorites now that they beat Ninjas in Pajamas?
RNG. They they're not the favorites just because they got the big upset, I would say, but the way they look today, I would say that nobody should be heavily favored against them, I guess, if that makes sense. But again, it's just one match, right? So maybe RNG isn't that. It stands for Royal Never Give Up, which is kind of a cute name. And they didn't give up. No matter what map they were in today, they came and took it. But it's something early on. Maybe we don't know if NIP is actually that good. So was the RNG upset that big of a deal? We're not really sure at this point because we can't sort of develop our power rankings until a little bit later in the week.
Okay, and what about Gambit? How are they looking right now?
So that was a team that I had to sort of win the whole thing, and I love the price, and I still do. They, out of their series today, which is a best of 3, they won the second map, but as a heavy favorite, lost the other 2. So in the one map they won, they looked like world beaters. They looked excellent. It was a near perfect game. In the other 2, it was very shaky and sort of made me think, they got to pull up their socks a bit going forward.
All right. And out of the Royal Never Give Up team, who is standing out right now?
Sorry, I think, is it my side having a bit of internet problems? Sorry about that.
I see you fine from here. Is it me? Am I breaking up?
No, you're fine, but then when it comes back to me, it's like stuttered speech. Like
it looks fine from my end. Larry, how's it looking? Good. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Forget it. So on Royal Never Give Up, Dota is a very team-based game. You have your star players that can carry you in games, but in order to really have success, you have to have the support players. That's what they're called. They're your 4 and 5 positions. Healing and buying wards and getting the right items to enable their carries. Their main star players to have success. So I'm not really that knowledgeable in football, but I'll try and draw a football analogy. It would be like having a good midfielders that can really move the ball up the field and, cross it in for the star players to have a good touch and score. That's sort of how you can look at Dota. Without good support players, RNG would not have beat NIP today. So it's never, when you're betting on Dota, you never want to be like, oh, look how many kills this player had, they're too good of a player. It's the whole team strategy and execution from start to finish.
Yeah. Yeah. And do you
Is
think
my analogy way off? I don't know.
No, it sounded quite good. Listen, where does the value now lie in the group stage matches?
So after the fourth match finishes, the lines will go up for day 2. And so it's hard to say at the moment where it is, but I mean, it's very easy to say, okay, well, all the teams that won today, why don't we just take them tomorrow? Well, some, depending on the matchups we see tomorrow, they might be overvalued. And so then we want to look. So today, NIP didn't look good. They lost. We might get a better price on them going into tomorrow. And so then you always want to be a little bit contrarian when you're betting any sport. You want to go a little bit against the grain, because where the general populace, the public is going, creates a loss of value. And because the odds makers know, well, everyone's going to be really impressed with what that team pulled off today. It's like week to week in football. It's day to day in tennis. It's the same in Dota. We got to kind of be ahead of the public, or where the odds makers are putting it,
Sounded very wise there, Adam. I completely agree with you.
I've had many mistakes.
That's what we're here for.
To
We
get to
must
this point,
be ahead
so I can
of
say,
the public.
yeah.
So tell us, where is the sharp action going? Where should we place our bets?
All right, well, let me pull up tomorrow's matches, and here it is. Okay, so tomorrow we've got NIP playing Gambit. We've got RNG playing Boom. We've got Alliance playing Forward, and we've got eHome playing Majestic. Now, NIP Gambit are both the two not heavy favorites. They're the two favorites to win the tournament. Going tomorrow, I'm going to be looking to take Gambit, because I think NIP is going to be favored in that match. NIP has beat them a couple times. Gambit has beat them before too. But I think Gambit, as a dog, offers much more value than NIP. So provided they're above about 2.1, 2.2, I'll be on them tomorrow. And I don't think they'll be above that. I do think it'll be a very close line. With RNG versus Boom, RNG, after beating NIP, is going to be a heavy, heavy favorite. I think I'll do what I did today, actually, and take Boom on the kill spread. So what that bet is on each map, it's I'm trying to think of a sports analogy to compare it to. So in basketball, for each game in a series, you have your 8-point differential. But obviously it changes game to game. In Dota, what will happen is you'll have just a default kill spread based on the money line. And so if NIP is 1.1, 1.15, Gambit Boom ID or the other big dog will be 10 kills behind. So you're playing a safety net on the handicap that the game will be somewhat more competitive than what the line suggests, even though they might not win.
I see.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, and then one more. Group B, Alliance versus Forward. That's going to be a really good match. I've got Forward to win the group. So until I see what they look like later in tonight's match, starting in like an hour or two, I don't have an inkling where to go with that one. But that will tell us a lot about who the stronger teams out of that group are.
Yeah. All right, wonderful stuff. Give Adam a follow. Lock E QWERTY is his Twitter handle. He posts his plays up there as well. Also, we've got a few articles up over at oddsmarket.com if you guys want to check that out as well. Adam, a pleasure, and I'll see you tomorrow talking NHL.
Yes, can't wait.
Right. Okay, so final segment of today's video. We're going to bring in Alex from Need for Tips. We're talking La Liga midweek matches. Very exciting stuff. He's got 4 matches that he's going to break down for us, all of which you can find as well over at Odds Market, oddsmarket.com/football. His article is there. But here to tell us in person, the man, the myth, the legend, Alex from Need for Tips. Here he is. Happy Monday. How you doing?
Happy Monday. I'm trying to gain some energy. I started this week a little bit out of energy after a long last week with Europa League, with Champions League, with a full weekend.
Hosting the Best Bet show.
But
good job.
Yeah, thank you. I gained some energy from Mr. Esports early on, talking about boom, nip, RNG. Like I'm missing something here, boom and nip and kill spread and stuff like that. I said to him earlier, because we are talking, we are also friends. We are also friends, and we are also in the group of Telegram. I said to him that he should change his name to Mr. Esports on Twitter. So
it would be easy
I'm waiting to see if I'm waiting to see if he will do it.
All right. So 4 matches. Do you have any midweek Akers parlay bets?
No, because it's just the La Liga is the top Spanish league in the midweek. Also some Eredivisie matches also there in the Netherlands, a midweek round. But I'm waiting for the weekend matches to do some nice Akas. Our over 2.5 Akas was a winner at 6.57 last weekend. So we cashed that. We had a good weekend also on Odds Market. We are waiting also for some matches today, so you can follow me on Twitter to have everyday action, free bets. I'm writing many articles for Odds Market also, and many shows also for SBR and Odds Market. And we are previewing La Liga midweek action, round 34. Very interesting, because we are approaching the end of the season there.
Yes, we are. All right, so 4 matches you have selected as your bets for the La Liga midweek rounds. One, obviously, a massive match here, Atletico Madrid versus Valencia. Valencia have been in fantastic form. We've been backing them. They've been winning us money. They now travel to Atletico Madrid. They are not favorites.
If you are, go on.
Well, just quickly, just for obvious, the odds here, 1.95 is the highest odds there you can get for the home win. The draw 3.4 and Valencia 4.65. I feel that Valencia's winning run is going to come to an end. What do you think?
Yeah, winning run maybe, but unbeaten run, we are not sure about it. If we are talking statistics, and I'm using 20% of my total bets are coming from statistics. But more than that, I know everything about the teams. Like I will tell you now that Denis Cheryshev from Valencia, one of their most important players, is injured and he will miss the rest of the season. I will tell you now that Gonzalo Guedes is in top 4 for Valencia, scoring 6 goals in his last 6 matches. But this is part of statistics. I'm telling you now that Valencia are just 2 points under Getafe, fourth place in the standings, Getafe, and they are fighting for a top 6 finish. I'm telling you now that Atletico Madrid are already qualified in the Champions League after the last round of fixtures. And their only target, let's say, that is a top 2 finish, but they are already 4 points clear of Real Madrid, who are in 3rd. Brilliant defensive side, Atletico Madrid.
Yes.
That I will give them. 21 goals, just 21 goals conceded in 33 matches. Valencia, followed by Valencia, with 28 goals conceded in 33 rounds of fixtures in La Liga. So if you are talking statistics, the bet for this for this match should be both teams to score no.
Ooh.
But I'm going against the bookies. I'm going against I'm normally like the under 2.5 in Atletico Madrid home games, But right now, I think that the best value bet in this one is both team to score. Yes, at 2.05 with Valencia in top form there. They qualified in the Europa League semi-finals. They entered this match on the back of 4 wins. Very important win last weekend against Betis, 2-1 on the road. And I think that this Valencia team has potential, despite being the king of the draws, 16 draws all season long. This is why I think that they have the same number of defeats like Atletico Madrid, just 5 of them. Second after Barcelona with 2. This is why I think that, I don't know, I think that it's a little bit dangerous to take Atletico Madrid here, money line, or let's say to win the match, because it's the same thing at 1.95. I don't think that they are so
possibility
huge
of the
favorites.
draw
Yeah,
or even Valencia, you think?
Yeah, draw or Valencia should be a nice approach there at 1.95 again. So you have 2 options from the free covered, But for an official bet, I will take both teams to score at 2.05. I like it a lot.
Wow. And just as well, pulling up the odds, the under 2.5 goals here, as short as about 1.57 goes up to about 1.66 there with Bet365. So, yeah, definitely going against the bookies. But like Adam was sort of saying, that's the job of a tipster, is to find the value and is to not go with the general public there, because often those prices are the lowest prices. So, all right. So Atletico Madrid versus Valencia, both teams to score. I like it. Okay, next match that you've picked up is Espanyol versus Celta Vigo here. Espanyol close on the outrights with Espanyol as the favourites, 2.3. Celta Vigo 3.5 and the draw 3.2. Both in relatively good form, to be honest with you. Both got goals in them. Is that the way you're going for them in this match?
Both have goals in them, and they are fighting for 2 stuff, for 2 different stuff. Espanyol have still chances because let's say that till 7th place, the teams who are finishing in top 7 are going in La Liga. They are going in the European Cups. So Espanyol are just 4 points under the 7th place, occupied by Bilbao right now. They are coming in this match on the back of 4 unbeaten matches, winning 2 in the process. On the other side, Celta Vigo, despite winning 3 matches in their last 5, they entered this match just 3 points clear of the red zone there, because they are still fighting relegation. I think that they will save themselves. They are too good right now. And since Iago Aspas returned from his injury, it's clear that he will help them so much to escape the red zone there. Obviously, till since he was when he was injured, they dropped till 19th in the standings. Now they are 15th. He scored 6 goals in 4 matches, and the problem is that he missed the Atletico Madrid game there 2 rounds ago due to suspension, yellow cards, because I think that they could also find the back of the net against Atletico Madrid. But on the other side, yes, Espanyol are playing home. They are great at home. Nobody can take that from them. But Celta Vigo are in great shape, and Iago Aspas can do the difference. He's a very, very underrated player. One of the best players, let me tell to you that one of the best players in the Spanish La Liga. He is very creative. He has speed. He delivers great assists. He has a great shot from outside the box. He does everything. He's one of the best players, I'm telling you. And I'm very honest. I'm not a big fan of Celta Vigo, but you cannot avoid that. I love to watch them because they're playing a good football. And most of all now, when they're trying to save themselves from relegation, I think that they're giving more right now.
Yeah. And obviously we see that with several teams as well. So what do you like in this match? I'm personally liking over 2.5 goals, 1.82.
1.82, you find the better odds than me. So shop around for your odds. This is my tip also, but I found it at 1.76 when I wrote the article in the morning. Now, if you say that is going up, I will bet it from now because I was waiting. Maybe the odds will drift, maybe they will go higher. So right now, this is the case. The odds are higher. Let me check also here. Yes, 1.82 with the same Unibet.
Yeah, Unibet.
With Bet365, it's 1.8. With Betfair, 1.75. So shop around for your odds because I think that this is the value. And if you found 1.82, I'm going for it. I think maybe also with 2 units, depending the feeling from Wednesday.
Yeah, and again, lights of Paddy Power, 1.72. That's quite a difference. 1.72 Paddy Power, 1.82 Unibet. So if you are going to take that bet now, or even a tiny little bit later as well, could get you a little bit more bang for your buck. All right.
This is why it's always good to have accounts with multiple bookies, because some of them have higher prices for the Premier League, some of them have higher prices for La Liga, depending the markets also. So if you have accounts with 4 or 5 bookies, it's not bad at all,
Yeah.
I started to make a bankroll only for the tips that my colleagues on odds market are giving, because we have a brilliant Craig with golf and snooker. We have an amazing Dave with the UFC. We have Adam with his sports coverage, which he's doing incredible. We have also Russ with his darts articles, and I'm following them. Also, I forgot to mention Eric, who is 45 units of profit on 2 Formula 1 races. So that is huge. In general, like Eric's approach, Craig's approach on golf, they are going with high prices, they are going with 33 to 1, 50 to 1, stuff like that. With football, it's not possible to go like that because we have everyday action. This is why we're grinding every day on daily basis. What they are doing is they have the Formula 1 is every 2 weeks, MotoGP is every 2 weeks, and stuff like that, So this is why they are going for the higher prices. But long term, I think that they are amazing. They are very profitable.
Absolutely. All right. Espanyol versus Celta Vigo, over 2.5 goals there. Shop around for your odds. Getafe versus Real Madrid, 4th and 3rd here. Let me pick up the current odds. Here we go. Real Madrid 1.88, the draw 3.86, and Getafe 4.33. What do you like here? Obviously, both have not lost in their last 3. A few draws thrown in the mix here. Kind of leaning towards Real Madrid. But Getafe, not bad at home. Just beat Sevilla 3-0.
Not bad at home at all. What an amazing season for such a small team. I think that it will be a miracle for them to qualify in the Champions League. They are now qualified in the 4th spot there. But Valencia and Sevilla are breathing down their neck there, so they must be very careful. They have a very tough match against Real Madrid. Yes, I know Real Madrid, not the best season. Many stuff happening at them. Many of their players will leave at the end of the season. They will invest like around €500 million to bring some new players. So that is wow. Again, the prices, the transfer markets prices are so huge right now that sometimes you don't understand why a player should cost 190 million, 200 millions. This is too much, at least in my opinion. But I think that the money talk right now in football. So, but we see Ajax in Champions League, who knocked out Real Madrid and Juventus with a budget of 100 millions for a season.
Yeah.
So that is why we love football. That is why we love to watch the matches, because sometimes a small team can do miracles, and this is what happened with Ajax. And this might happen also with Getafe, who are fighting again for a Champions League spot, who are hosting Real Madrid. Getafe at home are brilliant. I think that they've lost just one match in their last 9 home games against Leganes, and that was a huge surprise in my opinion. Getafe entered this match full of confidence, determined to show Real Madrid what they are capable of, and I think that they will easily find the back of the net because they are playing with their soul, with their heart, and this is very important for a small team like Getafe. On the other side, Benzema on fire. Real Madrid, he scored 3 goals last round against Bilbao. Zinedine Zidane is trying to see what players he should keep for the next season. So week in and week out, he is changing a little bit, inside the team. He's trying some other stuff. We know that the situation with Bale is not good at all. Zidane doesn't like him, and I think that he will be out of the team in the summer, even though they might lose a lot of money if they sell him, because nobody will pay for him 90 millions. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I know. All right, I have to say, personally, I'm a little bit nervous about this game. So I'm guessing as well, if I'm reading between the lines, you're going to go for both teams to score.
Between the lines, you're guessing correct. You always anticipate what I'm saying and what I'm going for. I don't know what's happening with you, but
I wish
this
I could
is
have
the case.
bets on. I'd make so much money, on the best bet show. I can always kind of tell. Stuart's always easy to predict. If we could actually make money on that, I'd be rolling in it. But all right, so just both teams to score. What are the odds for both teams to score?
Just both teams to score at 1.73. You can push it also for the Alex Classic. I think that we will see goals in this match because Real Madrid are going to play. I think that they are going to play an open game. I think that they are going to enjoy this end of the season. Some of the players are with their mind on vacation already. But I think that an Alex Classic should be okay for that match.
Yeah, I like it though. I don't know, could be close and cagey. I think both teams to score is probably the safest way to play it. I wouldn't push the Alex Classic, to be honest with you.
Yeah, both teams to score. It's my take, and you have on odds market why I'm going for the both teams to score.
Yeah, in fact, actually, whilst you break down, so the final one is Levante versus Real Betis. The odds are, it is close. 2.65 for the home team, 2.75 for Real Betis, and 3.65. So I'm guessing if you're playing the outright, a draw no bet option, maybe Real Betis. I know you've been liking Real Betis. Is that where you're going? No.
Yeah, I'm going for the straight win for Real Betis, for the straight win there, 2.4. You found better odds, you said?
Yeah, well, if you're going for Real Betis? Real Betis, again, those odds have gone up. Yeah, you should 2.5 Sky Bet and Paddy Power, but 2.75, 2.7 with Bet365.
Whoa, 2.7 there. Absolutely amazing to see.
We go. Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah,
Draw no bet though. Draw no bet comes in at 2.01 with Marathon Bet.
Wow, I think that is the correct way to take it. Yes, I've seen now the 2.7 for an away win there. So again, this is a fight between two teams who are battling for two different stuff. Levante, just 2 points above the relegation zone there in 17th place. And Betis just 3 points behind 7th place, who will earn them a spot in Europa League. Yes, Betis are not in their best shape right now. They have 3 defeats in their last 4 matches. I've seen their match against Valencia. They played so good in the first half, and they could easily go to 0 up. But in the second half, they struggled to create opportunities of scoring because Valencia were amazing in the second half, and we were saved by a penalty for both teams to score to come in that match. So that was the case there. But Betis with a great squad. One of the most talented squads in La Liga, with Teo, with Lo Celso, Jesse, Joaquim, Guardado. Brilliant players from the middle and up. They are creating tons of opportunities, match in, week in and week out. On the other side, Levante struggle for points there. I think that they are winless in their last 3, 4, and another 5, 9 matches. 9 matches. So winless in 9 matches, and they've lost 5 of them. This is why I'm saying I don't think that Betis will lose this game. No, I don't think that Levante have the firepower to beat Betis despite playing at home. This is why I think that you are reading this very good. I found worst odds in the morning when I wrote the article at 2.4, but now you can find them at 2.7. So draw no bet option there at 2.01, as you mentioned. I think that this is the smartest bet for this match.
Yes, I like it. I like it very much. So let's go Madrid, Valencia, both teams to score. Espanyol, Celta Vigo, over 2.5 goals there, 1.82. Getafe versus Real Madrid. You like both teams to score. And Real Betis, draw no bet at 2.01. Those are Alex's midweek La Liga bets. Gets my seal of approval. I absolutely like them all and will be playing them all. Alex, all right. That ends ends the show here. We will be back on Thursday doing the Best Bet show. Also, stay tuned as well over at Odds Market, our YouTube channel. Alex delivers a daily 2.0 videos as well. So the odds are around odds of 2. He generally does like a double bet, and they are being pretty fruitful. So keep an eye out for those. But thank you very much, Alex, for those, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Have a great day and enjoy another week full of profit.
Yes, let us hope. All right, guys. So there we go. Monday's Monday's show, in the bag. We'll be back same time tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. And hope to see you guys all there. All right. Best of luck. Take care. And I'll see you tomorrow.